like the reverse jinx.
You like that?
I like our next guest too. He's okay.
Oh, you're going to give him a whole lot of okay?
He's fine.
He's fine.
Joining us right now, the Turtle. Laughs like Barney Rubble.
How dare you?
Owner of, I believe he said last time, 24 colognes.
Yes, that was fascinating.
And on with us twice in a month?
More colognes or hats?
Oh, God, that's a great. I'm going to say hats.
I'm going to go colognes.
Okay, the one, the only Sean. Well, now he's going to pick colognes because he likes you more.
Wait, he's a Jim Rome listener?
No, colognes.
Oh.
Hey, colognes.
Racking colognes.
Sean Cunningham joins us. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
How did we name it? Why did Turtle begin? We were back on the night show. Everybody had a nickname. Pierre Nugent was Frenchie. Why? I don't know.
I wonder where that came from.
Why did we name you Turtle?
I remember.
Maybe because at the time I bared a little bit of resemblance to Turtle from Entourage.
Turtle from Entourage. That's exactly why we did it.
But that dude lost a ton of weight, and I stayed the same. So
that's not true.
It didn't really. I don't know.
You
Didn't you name him that?
I did.
Okay.
I gave Turtle was his nickname. And Pierre, we did a lot of nicknames. Mark Human was Noodles. I gave him that nickname because he shows up as an intern. He's like, "Call me Top Ramen." We're like, no. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, we were never doing that.
Deuce is Deuce Mason because there was already another. He was a Dave from Carmichael.
Correct.
There was another Carmichael Dave, so he was. That was Tim Montemayor. Sean's good buddy. That gave Tim Montemayor. I believe Tim Montemayor.
No, I didn't know that.
I thought Sean. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tim Montemayor started calling Dave Mason Deuce Mason because Carmichael Dave already existed, and he was a Dave from Carmichael, so Carmichael Dave II or Deuce. Right?
Yeah, I can confirm.
Yeah. You can confirm. You can also confirm that Malik Monk
well done.
signed with the Well, here we go. Is this the move we'll look back on in 2 years that pushed us over the top?
No.
You want to think about it a little more, Sean?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say no. How's that?
Okay.
How is that? I mean, all it did was really kind of quell some of the concerns of people who were freaking out over Donte DiVincenzo just 24 hours prior. And it probably wasn't even that much. I don't know about you guys, but I was a little surprised. You would have thought, I mean, it's kind of funny because just reaction, social media. I always say social media, as Dave, doesn't really take the temperature of the fan base.
No.
But you do it anyway.
Yes.
Jason and I got that experience. It really was a real world experience that I'm still floored about, Sean. We were on stage with Scott Moak at the draft party at Doco, and me doing one of those tried and true radio guy bits where you just try to get the crowd to wake up. And so I said, "Who here wants Jade Ivey?"
Because you knew that was the home run.
Right, that's the home run. I led with it, and it's like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, everyone's hot and dying, and this is not going to be a good party.
Microphones on.
Right, hello. And then I say, all right, who wants Keegan Murray? Everyone lost their mind.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
That is not what
like
social
media. U2 concert.
Yeah, but you...
Wait, what?
But social media didn't feel that way.
Did not feel that way at all.
Yeah.
No. Okay. But it was interesting, though, because, I mean, you just see, like, oh, my God, they lost their mind. What are they doing? They've lost their control over a pick, who could have assets, who, you controlled whatever he had. But it's like, yeah, guys, but they also had this $14 million cap hold. And, I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people that understand that. No, they traded for him twice, so they must really, really want him and keep him here for long term. And it's like, look, I wasn't necessarily surprised, but there were a lot of people that were. Although I didn't, I knew there had been some tempered interest in at least in Malik Monk for weeks. But the thing that I had definitely known, which was that they weren't necessarily, just because they tried to trade for Donte DiVincenzo twice doesn't mean that they had long-term plans for him at that price. And so, it eerily reminded me, guys, of the Isaiah Thomas situation because, you get a lot of noise about, if you guys rewind back when he was a restricted free agent, which again is kind of just gnarly to begin with because unless you're like a superstar player, you hold all the cards for your player and your player gets to go out and get this great deal. And then all of a sudden you get to, we'll match, we'll keep you. You don't have to show all this interest right off the top. But when the Isaiah Thomas situation came out, if you guys remember Detroit, it was like, his people are saying, we got this great deal with Detroit, and it's like $11 million a year. And you're like, okay, all in. because if that's the case, it would have been done already, and it wasn't. It never was, and there was never the interest there, and so they gambled a little bit, and it really when it all kind of came out, the interest was the contract he ended up signing was a little bit smaller, was a lot smaller actually than when it was reported, and then you got to negotiate a sign and trade with someone with Phoenix, and you got Alex Oriaki, who never played with the Sacramento Kings, so not to go down that old rabbit hole, but the Kings still have interest. Legit in Donte DiVincenzo. It's like, go get your deal. And if anything, they did him a favor by him becoming a unrestricted free agent now.
As we're talking with Sean Cunningham, Fox 40 Sports, I guess that question comes to that, Sean. I mean, your opinion, are they better off then on this deal, 2 years at roughly 18, 19 million for Malik Monk, or whatever the deal would have been for Donte DiVincenzo?
Yeah. I'm going to go, I think that they're, well, here's the other thing. I think they would have been better off with someone like Kyle Anderson. I know that doesn't really answer the question, but just to play the game, yeah, I think so, because I think you're going to have a guy who's on the uptick, who has a lot to prove, who's coming off a career year, not somebody who's been, oh my God, he had this injury, he got beat out by Grayson Allen, and, he's been a part of a team that won all these, success, but it was like, he had a lot of success, but he's played with somebody like Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he might fit a little bit better with what you're trying to do offensively, especially considering he has a very, he's actually low-key playmaker. He has familiarity with Fox, and he can, really get streaky with his shot. So probably a better shooter than Donte, but defensively kind of a sieve. So I think there's concerns. I mean, I think there were legit interest in Kyle Anderson. It was a little bit interesting to see him kind of sign a very similar deal for like $1 million less to go to Minnesota. However, and I think that would have probably fit a lot more, but if he's coming to Sacramento, you're looking at more probably like 2 for $24. So I think they're thrilled to get somebody like Malik Monk on the uptick, somebody who fits the generation of the players that are around him, who's definitely someone who fits in because he addresses a singular need. But yeah, I do think it's probably overall better than Donte. I think they're going to miss that hustle, but I don't think that they're. I think they're more comfortable in paying this money for Malik Monk than they would be with Donte, because Donte had several issues, if you will, and I think there were expectations that come that, and it will be interesting to see at least Malik Monk coming here, and some people thinking he's going to be this anointed starter, because I don't think that's guaranteed based on the offseason the Kings could still have.
Oh, what do you mean?
What else is in the hopper?
What else is in the hopper, guy?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of off-season fellas. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't just come in and walk on the court and be the starting two guard. But the lack of size could be there. I don't think it's that big of a problem. But I think Terrence Davis is a guy that's still around, and people will, as long as he's still on the roster, he's going to have just as good of a chance to play for that starting two shot as anyone else. But Davion Mitchell, who I talked to just the other day at the Summer League minicamp. I mean, a lot of people looking at him, and someone asked him, "Are you looking to start?" And he's got this smirk on his face, like, "Yeah, we'll see." He's a guy who's stepping into his second year, and all of a sudden, he just has this comfortability about him. That he feels that he can compete and contend for any kind of roster minutes that are different from last year, and assume more of a leadership role. And obviously he's all about defense, so that'll be something to see if all of a sudden, if the roster remains, again, we're only 1 day into free agency, the Kings still have a whole lot of offseason left to where they can maneuver and tinker and trade and sign, and we'll see how things shake out.
Fox 40, Sean Cunningham alluding to super sub De'Aaron Fox next year, which is kind of breaking news. I like what they say on the text line here. This does make sense, and this is kind of where the bar is at for Kings fans, Sean. Malik Monk is the first free agent I can remember the Kings signing who, 1, had other options, 2, is on the upswing of his career, not washed, 3, did not sign for an exorbitant cost, 4, wants to actually play with the pieces here. That's fair.
I think Kings fans are thrilled that let's face it, they stole from the Lakers.
Right. That too.
Somebody likes us.
yeah, he wanted to be here. That's something that is like this big bucket that gets checked for anybody that says, "Oh, I want to be in Sacramento," and he's posting stuff on social media with him reunited, and it feels so good with De'Aaron Fox, and the two of them are just having a social media love fest. I mean, I get it. It's fun. I think a year ago they'd have been like, boo, Malik Monk, we hate him. Who is he again? And all of a sudden they love him. So, I will say this: he came to Golden One Center, going through some footage the other day, and him going off the glass to LeBron James was pretty nice. I remember him doing it in college. I wonder if we'll see it again in Golden One Center, going off the glass to Keegan Murray or even De'Aaron Fox. That could be fun.
All right, Sean, we have to go, but answer the question then. Is it 24 colognes you told us? More hats or colognes?
No, it's definitely colognes, because I actually, once the hats get kind of gnarly and faded and all that, you got to chuck them.
Less than 10 hats?
No, I've got more than that, okay. But a lot of them are the same. There's a lot of the same colognes as well, but I will say, I should actually go count. I went off the top of my head. It might even be more than that.
Why don't you count and tweet us and let us know? and also, not a lot of white hats. You have a couple white hats I've seen, but the problem is you get the sweatband.
Yeah,
everybody
gets that.
Hey, Fox 40, by the way, well done there, guy, on the transfer, and I believe you're now working with Jody Bacon.
I am. How about that?
Yeah,
How about
congratulations
that?
on that.
I found that out the other day, and she's already ordering me around.
Yeah,
I've got a nice little thing coming up on Sunday, and I was like, okay, but I'm coming back from California Classic.
She literally texts me.
Yeah, we're just going to do this, okay?
She texts me 8 times a day, including twice this morning, like trying to help sub-produce. It's like, Jody, figure it out. Right?
Jeez.
Could you tell her that for me?
I will. I'm sure that'll go for a party shirt.
Yeah, don't tell me that. Don't tell her that. All right. Hey, good for you. Congratulations on all the colognes and the other stuff. Congratulations on hanging out with Keegan Murray all day. That was a Scooperton. And,
well, that was fun.
Yeah, I'll bet it was.
I mean, how about first day on the job? You're just going to get into the community and do some good? That's cool.
Well, that's why 40 brought you over, dude. Biggest free agent signing of the summer in the Sacramento sports scene. The landscape changing, Sean. We appreciate you forever. We'll talk to you soon, and thank you.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Love you. Bye-bye. That's Sean Cunningham.
Turtle.
When we get back, a lot to cover from Sean, and the biggest question facing the Sacramento Kings.